Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. So, I've got an article here from the Bank of America. Now, don't be scared by the headline, although the headline may seem negative. They're talking about XRP very positive. And I just wanted to go through this. There's two parts to this article. I want to show you the fact that it's looking like Bank of America have got their eyes on Ripple from the looks of it. And I think there was an article before that actually said Bank of America actually said if Ripple win the lawsuit, they will look to start using Ripple and XRP. I'm sure, I'm pulling from memory, but I'm sure they did say that. But I will show you this before we do get into the article, just as proof as to where we're heading with this. JP Morgan, quote, if Ripple wins SEC lawsuit, XRP is poised for significant adoption, unquote. So, look, even if it wasn't Bank of America, you've got JP Morgan here, one of the huge banks in America also, clearly saying it's poised for big adoption. So regardless, I already know what's coming now that they've got legal clarity. It's clear for me to say. And there's other parts I just want to get into because it's just coming from the whole ruling of Judge Torres' decision in regards to the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. And look, I'm just going to quickly say this before I get into it. Judge Torres was in an impossible decision. There was no way she could have won because she did the right thing, right? She applied the law. Like, I keep saying this. While I'm very grateful that Judge Torres made the decision that she did, she applied the law. It's not like she was siding with us or she had some kind of bias towards us. No, she just applied the law. She was saying that what we all were saying that was clear. The SEC was out of line. They were overreaching and in the wrong. It's that simple. But she was always going to be in this position. If she'd have ruled with the SEC, then obviously everybody would have been up in arms, and that would have been wrong. That's clear. To me, I would have thought that would have been corruption, in my personal opinion, right? But she didn't, and now she's gone against the SEC, and now you've got the sore losers, like the maximalists and the political pundits who are obviously against crypto, who are now trying to say that she's stupid and she's made the wrong decision. And this is all because they just didn't get their way. It's that simple. Like, there's a very popular news anchor, I think it's Charles Gasparino, like, you know, he was saying that Ripple were going to lose, and he's acting like a child now as well. Like, people are just throwing their toys out the pram. It's actually insane to see what people resort to when they just don't get things how they expect them to go. Like, the way they just start to just deteriorate their mental maturity, it's really a sight to see. But yeah, I'm going to get into this article. I'm going to do it in a different way. I usually obviously read from top to bottom, of course, but I'm going to go from the bottom because I think I want to start with the good news here, because I'm going to get into the whole lawsuit stuff, but this is stuff that we've already addressed all this, and Ripple have won, and it's just people just trying to spoil our fun, to be honest with you, spoil our victory. So I'll deal with that later on, but let's get to the good part first. So you've got here BOA, which is Bank of America, praises Ripple's XRP offerings. Meanwhile, Bank of America heaped praises on Ripple's XRP offerings. The leading financial institution touted Ripple's XRP offerings as, quote, unique, unquote. Notably, BOA's recent report comes a few weeks after the top financial institution recognized Ripple's efforts in cross-border settlements. As reported, Bank of America highlighted Ripple's ability to facilitate cross-border settlements using blockchain technology. So, yeah, unique, right? Their offerings is unique. I wonder why they think it's unique. Maybe because they actually won the lawsuit and now actually have legal clarity, unlike all other cryptos. And maybe because it can do cross-border settlements, which many other cryptocurrencies cannot do. Yeah, of course. And it's great to see that they're saying this kind of thing to me, because what this basically says to me, in my opinion, obviously I'm not a fortune teller, but just going on the surface of it, yeah, we see what you're doing. Yeah, and you know, we like you guys. Yeah, it seems like they're gonna have a conversation, right? It seems like they're basically extending the olive branch, right? It seems like, to me, this is opening up discussion for Ripple and Bank of America. That's the way it seems. So, yeah, very positive news there. It's looking real great for Ripple and XRP. I always said this, you know, after the ruling, and I said it even before the ruling, that if it was positive, the floodgates are open, guys. That's it. The banks are now free to go to Ripple and discuss their services and utilize XRP. The clarity is there. So this is it now, guys. This is just the time for waiting to see the adoption come through and see how this happens, and watch the price appreciate over time, right? This is it. This is the moment. So I'm feeling really good about this. It's great to see such a big bank recognizing Ripple and XRP. And as I say, to me, that's very telling. What they've said there is very telling. So I think you can expect some kind of partnership, more than likely, with them further down the line. Obviously, I cannot guarantee that, but to me, it seems like that's the kind of thing that's being hinted at here. Okay, so let's go back now. Let's get to the whole thing with the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, because I really do feel for Judge Torres, to be honest, because as I say, like, she was in a difficult position. It's one of these things where both sides were very adamant and very headstrong, and so she was never going to please everyone with this kind of ruling. It was always going to have some kind of effect on someone. And the thing is, as I said earlier, like, Judge Torres just applied the law. It's just that simple. So when people keep saying now that she got it wrong, I find it quite hilarious how you've got all these people who are not actually judges all of a sudden saying how wrong she is. Like, I get that people can have their opinions, but you guys are you don't even do law. You guys have got no law background, and yet you sit there saying how she's got it wrong. And it's like, she's a judge, and Judge Torres has got great credentials. Make no mistake about it. She has got a very good knowledge and understanding of the law. She's been in law for many, many years. She's been a judge for many, many years. So when people just start resorting to like the name calling and saying how wrong she is, I just find it quite laughable, because it's like, you guys don't even know the law. So who are you guys to be trying to act like Judge Torres has got it wrong? It's frustrating, man. It really is. But okay, let's go through with this. Analysts at Bank of America, in brackets BOA, commented on Judge Analisa Torres' recent ruling in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. According to a recent CoinDesk report, the American banking giant said Judge Torres' decision did not clarify the regulatory uncertainty issue in the crypto space. The leading financial institution noted that it is difficult to determine the implication of the court's ruling on the industry, even though digital asset enthusiasts embrace the decision. Quote, "Implications of the rulings are difficult to determine," unquote, the bank said. Notably, Bank of America made this known while highlighting the importance of regulatory clarity in driving the mainstream adoption of crypto. US crypto industry lacks clear rules. Unlike most developed countries, the US has not developed a comprehensive framework for its industry. Instead, the nascent industry is governed by opaque administrative guidelines and unclear rules. The SEC has continued to tout itself as the appropriate regulator for the industry and has used aggressive enforcement actions to regulate the industry. In the eyes of the SEC, all crypto assets other than Bitcoin are securities. It has also ignored calls to provide clear guidelines while reiterating that existing securities laws are clear enough. To this end, the agency is battling a lawsuit filed by American exchange Coinbase. The company looks to force the SEC to respond to its rulemaking petition. Judge Torres' ruling didn't provide clarity. Many experts speculated that Judge Torres' ruling could provide regulatory clarity for the emerging market. However, BOA does not think the verdict provided clear implications for the broader crypto market. Recall that Ripple recorded a partial victory against the SEC. Aside from XRP being declared as a non-security, Judge Torres also ruled that Ripple's programmatic sales on digital exchanges do not constitute securities. However, the judge concluded that Ripple's XRP sales to institutional investors violated securities laws. Reacting, Bank of America said, quote, "The judge ruled that Ripple's programmatic sale of XRP on digital asset exchanges did not constitute an unregistered offer and sale of investment contracts, but primarily because an initial unregistered offering and sale to institutional investors had already occurred that created a market," unquote. Okay, so let me get into this. This is my thing with this, right? The problem that I have with this when people are saying, it didn't provide legal clarity for the rest of the market, that wasn't her job. That wasn't her job. Why is everybody putting it on Judge Torres' shoulders? That's the thing that I don't like with this. Like, they're saying that, yeah, they was hoping it was going to provide legal clarity. The lawsuit was on XRP and Ripple. So that's what she applied her verdict on. Why is she expecting now to give a verdict on the whole crypto market? That's not her job to do. That wasn't what she was called to do. The lawsuit was SEC versus Ripple and XRP. So that's what the ruling was. Like, and look, I'll say this, I don't just hold XRP, so I don't want to see a load of other cryptocurrencies get sued, because I hold numerous cryptocurrencies. So this isn't me just being a thing of, oh, I'm just XRP and that's it. No, but let's be fair. Like, we can't blame Judge Torres for giving legal clarity to the whole market if that's not what the lawsuit was about. She can only go with the information that's provided to her. She hasn't. You got to think all these different crypto firms are acting differently. So, like for example, Hedera will be operating completely different to Ripple. So, how can you expect Judge Torres to be able to rule against Hedera and HBAR when they're operating a completely different way to Ripple and XRP? It doesn't even make sense to expect that kind of thing. And this is the other thing. While yes, okay, she didn't clearly give a 100% framework for all cryptocurrencies, there's precedent now just from this ruling. Judge Torres already went out of her way to make it clear that XRP in of itself is not a security. She didn't actually have to do that. So she already threw us a bone there. She already went out of her way to protect us as investors. That was amazing. So for that I definitely am grateful for, because that's where she went above and beyond. She didn't need to do that. So I'm definitely grateful for that, because that's not something where I can say she just applied the law. She actually went above and beyond for us. So very grateful to her for that. So she did do more than what would be expected. I just think people have got a very... They just expect the world. And, you know, like, she's done her job. And now just because some people don't like it, or, okay, what about the rest of the crypto market? Well, I guess unfortunately we just have to go through the regulation process and just see how things go with that. Because at the end of the day, I've got to call it down the middle. Regardless of if I hold other cryptos, at the end of the day, I am an XRP holder as well. And what happened to us as XRP holders was unfair. And everybody was kicking us while we were down. We was having to deal with all the slander. But we stayed true. We stayed strong. And this is our moment. So I'm not about to feel bad for the rest of the other cryptocurrencies, even though I hold them. I'm not about to feel bad about that, because at the end of the day, we've also had to go through the issues of being XRP holders. So XRP's got its time now. It's got its much wanted victory after like 2.5 years of a lawsuit dragging us down. And yes, it's not going to be clear for everyone, because all crypto firms are different. I don't know what they expected of Judge Torres from this. I just think the expectations was way too high. Way too high. And they're expecting, you know, like, things that wasn't even within her remit. So, yeah, I just have to speak on that, because, you know, I do think when I'm seeing the amount of backlash that Judge Torres is getting, and the way people are trying to manipulate her words and saying that she's stupid and that she's got it wrong, and these people are not even actual judges and got no legal background, they're just going by what they think is correct, or just siding with the SEC because they think that the SEC are actually good people, which they are not, clearly. I just get frustrated when I see this kind of stuff, because it's very unfair. And I just hope that Judge Torres has got thick enough skin to not let this get to her, because she doesn't deserve this at all. She doesn't. She's getting a lot of hate for just doing her job, which she did correctly as well. And now you've just got a bunch of immature children throwing their toys out the pram, lashing out because it wasn't what they wanted. It's just that simple. But I'll leave it there, because I could go on a tangent all day speaking about that whole thing with the lawsuit. We got the victory, so let's just continue to enjoy it and lap that up. But in regards to the Bank of America, what do you think about that, guys? Let me know your thoughts. I'd definitely be interested to hear. Do you think Bank of America are going to be making some kind of partnership with Ripple? Do you think they'll be utilizing XRP in the future? Or do you think that's just, you know, them just talking about them in passing and not really making any kind of clear connection? Do you think it's possible that they'll work with them or not? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.